So starting right here, I'll take our Luma curves. I'll go to display, and I'm just going to copy our actual grade. I'll take our second node, and we now have the Luma curves copied. Now, just a reminder, if I reset these, I can also just copy that. But the problem with that is I now have a double output, so I need to delete that. So now, because this is in a group post clip, I can go to the beginning and watch down my entire project to see how these clips look with this look applied. And if there's any corrections that I need to make to an individual clip, I can do that on the clip level. So for instance, here, I probably need a little bit more exposure for this look. So I can easily go and give us a tiny bit more exposure. And now I'm actually going to try and bring back our shadows a tiny bit, because I'm actually seeing what it's going to look like underneath our look. Same thing for here. And this is where the HDR tool really comes into play, because I'm able to really target exactly where I want using these 5 zones and just adjust exactly right there. I just want a tiny bit more detail. Now, in my opinion, this has a little bit too much saturation. So I'm going to reduce the saturation on this, even with our look applied. So I'll bring that down. Same with this one. And you get the picture. So I would go through clip by clip and adjust the look as needed, making sure that they all fall in line and that I have a consistent look and feel throughout my project, as opposed to trying to apply the look and then forcing a look and adjusting the look for each shot. I'm going to apply it on the entire project. And because I've done this through a consistent workflow, it's going to fit together much like a puzzle would, feeling very confusing at the beginning, but because you followed a consistent workflow, it will come together much like it did on the box. You just have to trust that by following a very carefully guided and developed workflow that you will get to the end. You just have to follow the steps, do what you know you need to do, and be consistent. That is the name of the game for color grading and developing looks. Now, going back to group post, I'll go to this shot and I'll clean out this look so we can try a new one. Now let's try our lift gamma gain variation. Again, I have to clean out my second output transform because it was copied with the power grade, and I can now go through and see if I like this variation. I can also start to copy these, and if I'd like to, for instance on a parallel node, apply both of these and they're actually being mixed together at this point. And I would have never discovered this exact look without having built these separately and combined them together, because I was unlikely to have done that. It's just the way that my mind works. But by building them as a power grade and saving it off, I'm much more likely to have slapped them together in experimentation just because I have them there, and to connect them in different ways, almost like Lego blocks. Now, if you've never heard me mention them before, that's exactly why I created the Pixel Tools Power Grades package, is because I feel that whenever you feel that you are under the deadline of a grade, it's really difficult to always be creative, and sometimes you need some tools to help you come up with stuff, and that's exactly what I just showed you right here. So if I clean this out and reset this node, we can also try our third variation, and you guessed it, I'll clean out this second output transform. And I think this one's probably my favorite yet, at least for this shot. But I'll go to the beginning. Now, the midtone detail is a little bit too intense on a lot of these shots. They almost look over sharpened. So if anything, I'd like to remove a good amount of that, probably back to 33. not really my favorite on this one. So if I had my choice, I would combine it with Luma Curves. And that would be my bleach bypass look with probably a tiny bit of mid-tone detail, very sparingly, probably in the 6 to 12 range. So that's my approach to creating the bleach bypass or the ENR style look, where the silver highlight is left on the film. And be sure to surprise your audience with it. Use it in something different than a flashback scene or a previous episode, because it's a highly unique look that deserves a little bit more than what it's been used for on broadcast television. It can be combined with a lot of different looks. It can be combined with film print emulations. It can be combined with duotone. It can be combined with cross-processing. And it's not just a one-trick pony. So give it a shot, and I hope to see some of the things you create with it. Just like every look, it's all about consistency, hence why we approach this from the group post-clip layer. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next lesson.